relate to it in the moment, to anything specific, but then when I came home, I mean, except of that, okay, you have to leave the mind behind, but then that's like an intellectual understanding in the moment, it felt to me. But when I came home, and I saw just when things were happening, that I made kind of a connection between that things are working well, or working well, I make it a connection to when I myself, or when I realize that I myself, when nothing is in the way, so to say, that then things work well. And this I saw, and, like a connection between life and being realized, that the life is more perfect or more easy.
C'est pas le même. Regarde, c'est un chat comme le bleu. Un chat comme ça bleu.
You see what I mean? Like in a situation something occurs and then it's like an affirmation. As if I recognize, now it works well, now nothing is in the way, now like a commentary or like a recognition. Like a
okay, but what does it mean?
I don't want to be bound by that. This is a wonder.
By the commentary.
Yes. No, maybe I expect a person.
Yeah, there is always a talk in the mind. It's true. For me, it's a commentary. It's amazing to see that. But now, let me remember. You said to me, it's because it's interesting. You said to me, my fear is not to realize, and I said, then keep your fear. It will give you fuel to the search. And I don't know, I thought that was over. Then I must have
I'm very surprised that I was
because his talk doesn't matter.
took it for myself.
Sometimes it's like this, a tuk tuk, a ricochet. Yeah, the mind gives commentaries all the time.
But it's actually then also the misunderstanding is to even notice that.
Stop.
A misunderstanding.
Then this is not again then the same misunderstanding which I always make, that I notice what the mind is doing.
Stop. Voilà.
We don't need. Actually, it is contrary of extreme vigilance in a way. It is the contrary of extreme vigilance in a way.
It's contrary of extreme vigilance to notice what the mind is doing.
Not to notice.
Not to notice.
The one that notices the mind is there. That witness that is seeing what's happening, seeing identification happening sometimes. When you spoke to me, you said there is beyond this. Can you say something about that?
I will say more something about the witness, because how to say something about what is there that you cannot put it out to describe, which is already what you are. So you see, already the only fact to name or to know what's going on means that there is somebody watching that. Yeah?
But isn't that like an infinite regression?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. You become the witness of the witness, etc.
Yes.
And this is, of course, an unending processes, more and more subtle each time. So now I ask you, do you think it is by going that direction that you will be free, or by unlink, or by removing these processes that you will be free?
It seems like freedom is more in the relaxation and expansion than in the focusing.
Okay. So I would say in some way, it's not in focusing, in being more and more subtle, that's sure. Because it will be always I who becomes subtler and subtler. And this you can't stop. It's a mirroring, no? The thousands mirrors. You can't stop that. It is not irrational. So, not to be grasped by this vicious circle, I would say, of hearing, realizing that after all, never you have been I with this vicious circle. Never. Here, so it is more than a relaxation, because then you can create again I who relaxes, and then something very vast may happen, but again to I. And then again you will lose it in no time for some strange reason. So here, it's not that you have to make any effort, it's just that you have to, it has to click. How, I don't know, but it can click. You see, it can click that, oh, why should I bother about I, because I'm not even that. So let him be witness, because I practice so much that it is so often a witness. But I will not make it more refined, that witness. I will not make effort in that direction. I'm not even this I. Let him be extremely refined and subtle, and let him be so subtle that he can say, I'm nobody.
There's a big trap.
Yes, but once you see the big trap, it becomes gross. It's okay. But it is.
Yeah.
So, do you see why it is not enough to relax? Do you see that? You have to... Non, Arun. Arun, ne te mets pas juste en face. Non, tu peux être à côté. Non, Arun en a dit non.
There's a lot of concepts. So who relaxes? It's always like this. When trying to understand is a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's because something has not been seen, that it's really not about the I we pronounce all the time and we think we are. You see, liberation is not an I who will be liberated. It's when you are liberated from this so-called glue or belief that everything starts from I. Everything starts from I in the phenomena, even in the noumena, to speak the opposite. But this comes from somewhere else, rises from somewhere else, and this can never be objectified. Because this is who you are.
So ask your question again.
Of course, always did it. You want to ask?
No. You asked me if I could see why.
Yeah.
And I don't have the answer. I don't have a...
Yeah. Maybe I asked you if you see why it is not in the refining of the
That I see, certainly.
That you see. Did I ask another question? I forgot.
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't remember.
So it's good because you have no answer, so it's perfect. Maybe you have no answer mentally. Who knows?
There's a kind of a grasping, like an attempt to understand. There's this. It's like a mirage, like a very a feeling that something's there, but not knowing what it is, and that creates a feeling to know it, and there's a feeling like wow. Yeah.
But now you know it. Somebody tells you it is a mirage. It is a mirage. It is looking real. It's really looking real because the senses can grasp, the mind can tell things endlessly about it, and yet for the real nature of things, it's a mirage. It has no substance. But this you will only know it when you realize. You cannot really figure out with the mind. The mind cannot comprehend that.
Yeah.
You see, can have images and experiences, but it cannot really keep quiet about that. In that way, I say, here there is no direction and attitude which is the best, except that whatever you think is that will absolutely not be that. So in the end, when you have really tried a lot, you just, not relax, you just keep completely quiet. You see, it's of absolute no use, and the desire to want to understand it also is dissolved by that, and then you're really quiet about it. And a you who is quiet doesn't exist. So it's a way to speak. You will be quiet. Yeah, but that has to be really seen, and if it is not completely seen, you have to ask questions which comes about that. Because at some point you have done all the turns and you cannot ask more about this, and then it's crystal clear. Then there may be a moment of, oh, what I was doing, useless efforts, and something can just disappear then. Of course, you see, those findings like relaxation and low may give you experiences which looks more near, more true, and then one can be trapped by that, because then it's a good direction probably, or it is it, but it is not. It is not. So don't make efforts in attending something you know it will not lead you there. unless your curiosity is so much, then do it. And then again here, okay, it was not it. Okay.
The relaxation I talked about, it was not a practice. It's more the mind coming in after a gap and realizing, wow, actually the mind's helpless and there's no way to do it.
Yeah, okay.
But when there was a relaxation, which is a word, just that there wasn't a doing, but it's a thing, it's a recognition afterwards coming in of the mind saying, wow, you know, a relaxation, or that the trying stopped, or the
but that's okay. Okay.
Not as a practice, so like, okay.
Okay, and then is there something more to ask here?
The mind comes back, like you answered when you spoke with her, that for sure the mind is always there, it's always making commentary.
Okay, and then it troubles you?
Yeah, at times it's...
Yeah, sometimes it is trouble. No, my question will be, okay, my question will be, does it make you search again that, oh, I lost something because I'm troubled by the mind?
Well, no, because from experience I know that that's also chasing the monkey. It's like,
but
once it's gone, it's gone.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you in the beginning about relaxation.
Yeah.
We have a different talk now.
Yeah, okay.
Is that after the baby's birth of this came?
No, just yesterday.
The silence of the baby worked on you. The comments will say things, but knowing it is not exactly, cannot catch really. So you use relaxation, which okay, we could say so, but it's also not exactly that, and so on. Yeah? The comments of the mind, many. Okay, I'm happy to meet you here.
Me too.
You especially spoke yesterday about this, but you often say that once and for all, don't listen to the talk of the mind. And when the sort of existential anxiety comes in a flow, and this morning, for example, so it's very fresh, I try to face it. I mean, like a knight, no, with armor, to like the dragon, no.
Yeah.
But it's so strong, and maybe it's not the right way.
It's funny because I wanted to take your words back of the other day, and it's exactly the same. You see, very true. If you fight the dragon will be stronger. Why do you think the dragon is real? Like the images that you were ready or willing that I kill your mind and body. You see, images are very strong, and one is very impressed by the images. And in the mind, it's a way to understand that something of suffering has to disappear, and it gives these images, like to be hero and to face the dragon and to fight it. But you see, it is an absolutely wrong translation because the mind cannot understand. You have to see that what looks like a dragon, what looks like the hindrance, the body and the mind, it is like you fight a mirage, a ghost. In England they are heretic, but still, you see. And that I agree, you can only at the moment of realization, and yet be open and each time let you be penetrated by the direction of this truth. They are just mirage. They are just so-called something. It's nothing. That you will realize, that's the freedom of, you see, that's why there is no liberation from samsara or illusion, because actually there is nothing like something. But it's, in the same sense, it's understandable. You understand? Yeah, great, I'm happy. But I'm happy that you saw it yourself, so you can hear it now.
Yeah, much better now.
I was going to tell. It's funny. Yeah, great. Yeah, you see. Even if you do kill the dragon once, you see there are thousands of dragons behind. And one day you will fail one dragon, that is sure. You have not to do anything. If you are a doer, you will fail one day. If you are not the doer, you cannot fail. So when the anxiety comes, which could be very strong, it's a shape of a phenomena which took that shape because of the past, of so much something from the past. It's the past. It's the past, you see. It's a way also to demystify. And then what? But one is very impressed by images and shapes, and it's the way the world goes on. So try now. Don't try, but just I said it. I heard it. Doesn't matter if you want that to, okay, it's a mirage, I listen, but this doesn't go, take a cup of whiskey, it will go. I mean, you can do things like that, doesn't matter, after all. And then what? You can't, you want, you do something. Or you run, or you, I don't know what. It doesn't matter, because all is part of the illusion of the mirage. So you're free to react. Yes. Huh? But this freedom is not it. But you can be free in your behavior. You see Lila Brand. Running naked and I think but yeah, we are all knowing what's going on. That's so nice. It's a big shock if one can take it when one takes it. Whatever. Oh, there was never something wrong there. There was never something right or wrong. My God, this is liberation. Not that you won samsara or religion or whatever. No.
But it must have a quite big impact actually
On the body and the mind?
Yeah.
Could be.
Well, because sometimes you say, okay, it's not necessarily like this, but I don't believe this. Some of it, for me, it's always
It's
related.
not to give you fear. I need a religious, how you say, pure mensonge.
How was it for yourself?
No. You will not come again.
Did Papaji ever spoke about it for you? How it was for him?
Questions that I forgot to ask. No. Depends on the past, you see.
He didn't have such a big event. He didn't have such a big event.
But you know, even he says he was realized at 9. So actually, so I really don't know. At 9 he had a big demonstration in the body and the mind. I was in samadhi. I don't know.
Hey!
Mais jouez. But look, it's better not to speak of that. Because then we start to speak of an event and of, we can speak. But I mean, in satsang, we can speak that maybe out of satsang. Because too much images and unnecessary story. Because in fact it's different. My story is not interesting. You have to be really concentrated with your thoughts and desire.
No, I would like to get rid of those ideas what I have about it. That's why I'm asking. You know.
But you know, I have not studied all these attitudes, so I can speak only about me.
It comes from these stories of Ramana, no? Who said when an elephant walks into a tent, the tent is never the same again.
Ideas what I have about liberation, how it happens, how it will be.
But
when it
realize
happens.
we'll know it first time. First time.
That's so
Then you will tell me.
Yes, ma'am?
I don't know if in your life you had a shock in the mind. Did you see some reaction in you? It could be any reaction. In the same way, of course, there is some reaction because the mind is so powerful and suddenly, maybe not. There is something, but then what? It's really part of the phenomena. It will not help you. It doesn't help you to know those things. In the contrary, you see, it nourishes those images around it, and which is no good. No good at all. It becomes like a storytelling. It will not help. They are great and fun. We can read them before sleep, but it's of no help. Curiosity? You want or you don't want? A little bit more, please. No, I told you, you can read that before sleep. I gave you a space for that. Like this Zen master, the village was hearing his laughter like mad. Oh, what happened to this monk in the mountain? He laughs, and somebody came, they show, oh, look at the moon. It's great stories, but you are helped.
No, I see. When you asked me if I could stop it, it's like when my fire or my desire would stop for liberation, you know. That's what I don't want.
It is conditioned so much by this curiosity. I think if you remove this curiosity, the fire will be bigger.
Okay, on this particular subject, okay.
Okay, I ask you only
Just
that.
only that. Okay.
Dry up this curiosity. Could you do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. One thing less when you go home. That branch is dried up. It works like this. Very simple. It works like this. Is some stories about how one stopped the flow of his mind. No, not that. Stopped the flow of his beliefs at once and had to tell it. That could inspire, like when Master asked Ramana asked him, where is Krishna you love so much? And is he? No. He said, no, of course. What is here? Not here. Now, it's not real. It was over. That's interesting because you can also receive it in the same way. You see. That's more interesting. If there is a story to keep, those can be inspiring. Yeah? I find gave me something, not giving, removing something. When somebody asked Master, it's amazing how come, or it's amazing Ramana was such a unknown man lying in his bed all his life. Are you standing to see him lying? I find it's amazing sentence because everything one sees and expresses is just always grasping an image. You see? And this image comes according to where you place yourself. This is interesting.
Action is not the thing, but it is an opportunity to show something about where the perception is coming from.
Or where you place yourself.
Where you place yourself. Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's why I like one exposes himself in satsang. Because it shows where the identification is. And then it's easy to remove if you could see it. Sure. Has a period of can't say anything, and it's also very nice. But if it becomes an attitude of not speaking, something wrong there, of course. So, yeah, all that is exposed in satsang. Absolutely sure.
So the illusion is actually a help in seeing that you've taken a position.
Yeah. Now, as I say, you can enter in the trap of removing every illusion, which is infinite, an infinite flow. But at some point, you have to, in yourself, you get serious or not. But you may say, okay, I understood now. Because one, of course, it can happen just now. But if not, one often needs a certain span, different for everybody, of a journey to remove a few concepts, of course. But at some point, this has to come. Now, I've seen enough. Because otherwise I can see all my life, isn't it? And it is very fascinating, see? Because it gives different experiences in oneself. But so now one has to know what he wants. And then at some point, the help doesn't become a help. It becomes an escape to free oneself. But of course it cannot come, it comes, it can't come, you cannot force it. One can have this moment, sure, of freeing that itself. Among goes, oh well, Rio will crawl here. And a boy, who voice more. She has the debut, a lot of choice.
You have to share them with family.
and bad. She's not very idea. When you search, when it was in your past, when did you start to search? You never
I
searched?
was always searching.
Always?
Yeah.
You have, really? You, even in your childhood?
Yeah, there was always a feeling that something was missing or something else.
You were aware, right?
Yeah.
In the childhood.
Well, I never had to think a specific time, but I grew up in a simple situation in Africa. Yeah, I was in Zimbabwe, and I suppose there was an expectation that something was going to, that there was an expectation that something more, that there was going to be something revealed, and I was aware that it wasn't happening, or I didn't
But very
see it.
young, you mean? It's amazing, no?
Yeah, I guess quite young. Yeah. Maybe when I was.
It's funny.
But I came to India not searching for spirituality or a path or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
And I went to Pune
Yeah.
because I had some friends who I wanted to see.
Yeah.
So
It's funny sometimes.
it was, and then when I actually arrived in that situation at that time in 1975, when Bhagwan was there, suddenly I was immersed in this energy that gave me hope that actually, wow, there is something, and if I wasn't there, I wasn't fooling myself that that's all there is, you know. So yeah, it was that in that sense, I guess, the search changed to that actually there really is something to search. Before there was a feeling that there's something missing. Yeah. I had no concept about something beyond the material world. And interestingly enough, the insights reminded me that my earliest perceptions were as illuminating as anything that came afterwards. That it wasn't like I was any closer at all. Yeah.
But that saved you.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'm always a beginner.
That saved you.
Yeah.
Because your deepest print was quite immaculate. So better than whatever you experienced afterwards. Great.
You reminded me that it's the past. The past that comes, that I bring into the present, which actually is between, or is a disruption, or is the mirage, is the baggage that I carry, which I wish to drop. And that there's this weird phenomena of this time that does not relate in the sense of the space where I really am is not that past is, there's no space for it, there's no it really is a mirage, it really is like it does not exist because it never was. It's funny to put into words, I never talked to
it's... So, is there this bag, is it heavy if you see that?
When I take it for real, it's heavy, certainly. It feels...
but do you?
There's a habit to relate to as though it's real.
The mind.
Yeah.
We will always tell you that.
Yeah.
The mind. Don't expect the mind to be different.
Il y a de la batterie, alors je veux pas trop là.
Merci. Il est tombé dans le trou. It has 2 legs.
It has 2 legs?
A double tail. Tell me.
Sometimes one can see one's own identification. Or not? Yes.
Afterwards.
Afterwards.
Yeah, I think so. But then, yeah, let's continue. Okay, you see, and then.
Well, what?
Yeah, okay, I can remove it.
Well, anyway. Because something that was coming over and over is that I was trying to figure out, in fact, what I was really sticking to, where I was landing, where I was based myself. And I never really saw that.
Maybe you shift from one day to another to something different.
Yes, possibly.
Why not?
Nina.
But you see, it doesn't matter. You have not
Nana. Und Toilette.
don't work so much.
Schatz.
Expose yourself in satsang.
Und
Because it's a problem. It is not through work that you will realize and feel it. Maybe it looks great, but then what? What you will do is that you will try not to identify then with that. You know,
Well, these are things that I would not really say that it is work. I mean, it is not effortless, but it just happens also that maybe an insight, or I don't know how you would call this. When I had this impression that in a moment I just saw, wow, this is what I did for so long.
That's true. Sure. Oh yes, of course. But you see, when you come to this eye, to this root, those things don't apply. It applies when you are in the processes of removing concepts and so of course things are blown away, they disappear, no, but at some point you arrive to the root. And there nothing will work except a natural blown away or demystification, but it will not come through an effort or through more awareness of something. You see?
Okay, that's really very satisfying.
About why I'm here with you, unless no, because I don't know why, what's about. But it's true that when a question is asked or something, then I can really see, yeah, that's not it, or this is it. But it's not. It is not something I really want. It's just that I want to say, because by myself I cannot tell you unless I have to go to a story of the past. Oh, there was something in there. But today now. But there is a but in the sense I have to speak. There is no search. There is no questions about the prior, the beyond, the this, the that, which is immensely precious. No, it was just to say, it's surely not something. It's surely not an attainment. It's surely not. So, see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful, very beautiful evening. Give really love to all of you.